Describe your season in 5 words.
Oh dear. In 5 words, like five separate words, or do a
Whatever you
sentence?
want, whatever you're feeling.
Okay. I will go with um, exciting, fun, hard, um, travel, and changes will be my. Was that five? That might have been five-ish words for my season. So yeah, I'll do those words just because it was all over the place, but a lot of fun and a lots of traveling and a whole lot of new changes.
Nice. We'll probably talk about changes later. It seems like yeah, this was a big season for change. Um, Another one is what's your favorite album?
My favorite album, like music.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Um, I like Chris Brown, Indigo. Um, uh, Bentleys and Beer Bongs was a good one by Post Malone. Yeah, those are probably top two, I think, right now.
Nice. I haven't listened to Chris Brown in a while. I haven't really listened to that Post Malone album, but maybe I'll give it a listen. If it makes you fast, maybe it'll make me fast. What's your favorite thing to do in the off season?
In the off season, probably travel and go to like warm places or something and just honestly relax and recover. Um, I like to watch Netflix. And online shopping has been a big thing as well. Um, yeah, mainly online shopping, and unfortunately, it's still looking for track gear. So it's the off season, but track is still on the mind.
What do you like to watch on Netflix?
Um, a whole bunch of stuff. Right now I'm watching like I Am a Stalker and stuff like that, like the docu series and just kind of yeah, I guess like documentaries and kind of real life experiences on that people went through on Netflix. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So here's like the first kind of like track related question. Um, so in 2021, you broke the 52-second barrier for the first time in the four. How was that? What was that feeling like? Because that's a pretty big barrier.
It was really exciting. It's always good to see a 51 on the time clock for sure. And I was just very excited because that was my goal from the beginning of the year. So it was just a really great feeling, and got to call my parents after and talk to them, and they were super excited. My coach actually hugged me. I was like, "What is going on?" So it was really exciting, and it just kind of made me want to run more 51s.
Yeah, I think you ran 351s this year.
I think
So
so.
yeah, I think it was about that. So how did you keep improving this year? What allowed that?
I think mentally, I didn't want to see a 52 on the clock again. Because once you hit the 51s, you just want more 51s. So, just wanting to see 51s on the clock. I think just knowing that it was possible to run a 51, and knowing that I put in the work to get there, that if I keep putting in more work, I'll keep getting faster times. So, I think just self motivating, and obviously my coaches helped a lot and teammates supported me a lot, and just training wise was great with them, and yeah, just a great support system, and mentally just wanted to see more 51s and faster times.
So like, would you consider the 400 your main event?
I think so. I think I like the 200, but I think the four is my main one.
So like this year, then did you change your like training style because you ended up finishing first in Canada for women in the 200 and second in the four. So did you work more on speed this year?
I actually didn't. It was mainly training for the 400, but I think the 400 workouts, they just improved my endurance, and I think I had the speed kind of ready. I'm more of a speed based athlete, so I think the speed was ready, and the 400 workouts just kind of helped me carry that speed through in the four or the 200. Um, so yeah, that was kind of a surprise. Honestly, I was a little shocked that I was first in the two. I was like, okay, yeah, we'll take it. But yeah, I didn't mean to trade for the two, but I think just with the technique stuff my coach was giving me, that it all came together in blocks and technique wise. So I think, yeah, it happened and I'm excited and maybe I can run some more 200s this year. So yeah,
Do you think you'll end up running more 100s?
I think so. I think my coach this year said that we might try some 100s, maybe even a 60 indoors. I know my block work is not ideal, so we'll see how it goes. Um, but yeah, I think we'll try some more speed stuff just to see, because I haven't run 100 in maybe 2.5 years. So I would love to see what my time is now and just kind of get some shorter races under my belt for speed work.
Yeah, and you said your coach said you would maybe run some hundreds, and this year you're being coached now by Glenroy Gilbert, correct?
By Glenroy and then Gordon Cave as well.
Yeah, yeah. So what, uh, from switching from, Colorado State to now getting trained by some or an Olympic medalist, and now I'm like a kind of a local coach in Ottawa. What's that like?
It's a big change for sure. I've been doing the Colorado State program for the last 4 years, and it's been working and it's been a great program. And now switching, it's different workouts and different styles of workouts and different things in the weight room and different timings during the day and just a whole bunch of different changes. But um, I've really enjoyed it so far. I like Glenroy and Gordon both. They're awesome so far, and um, I think they're both really knowledgeable on the sport of track and field and how things work. So I'm putting my trust in them, and we're going to see how the season goes. But so far, it's been really, really good. They've picked up on a lot of the little things that I've been missing. So hopefully, bringing the little things in with the hard workouts they've been giving me can get some speed and some good races in.
Yeah. So and now that you're back in Canada, how would you compare? You competed in the NCAA system for a while. How would you compare Canadian track and American track and field?
Um, that's a good question. I think the US system, they have like more meets. It's like a meet every weekend. I think they've got some warmer places also to go during the year, so that is kind of nice. I think, yeah, it's really, really intense, I think, in the States, and it's hard to balance the like student athlete lifestyle on top of school and trying to do everything all together. So coming to Canada, it's going to be a little different with less school and more running. Um, but so far it's been pretty good. Like training's been the same. We have the same facilities, same awesome teammates. So yeah, I think there's a little bit of a difference with intensity and just how often you compete and how you run yourself into shape basically. And yeah, we'll just see how it switches later on in the season with competition.
Nice. Talking a bit more about comparing, you've been to Worlds indoors, which not a lot of people have been, and you've also been to outdoors. How would you compare the two, like the energy and maybe the whole setup?
Um, they were both absolutely insane. Um, they were both awesome. Both the crowds were amazing. Just like going and having the stadium completely full at both events was absolutely unreal, because normally like the stands aren't too full for track and field. People are watching, basketball and football. So um, getting an entire arena filled with crowd cheering for you is just a great feeling, and just the atmosphere. People are waving and smiling, and both events were just so friendly and just so fun. So um, indoors was interesting because it was during my spring break. So I didn't really get a time off, but I got to go to Serbia, and I've never been to Serbia before, and it wasn't necessarily on my bucket list, but it is now to go back, because it was just a beautiful city and probably the best indoor facility I've ever been at. And it was just really, really cool. And in Oregon, it was awesome. It was really warm. The weather was perfect. They had no AC in the dorms, but we got fans, so luckily we weren't too warm in there. But other than that, it was a great experience. Great food, great people around. So just both experiences were awesome, and I would love to do more based on those experiences. So yeah.
Quickly going back on Oregon, how would you like the energy that there were so many people? How would you describe the energy in Oregon?
it was crazy. It was absolutely insane to walk out to a stadium just full of people cheering for you. I could hear actually people cheering my name, and I was like, I don't have family here. Like, who's cheering? Like, what's going on? So it's just insane that like people know you and cheer for you. And yeah, it was absolutely an incredible atmosphere because I think Oregon's like the track capital of the US basically. And just seeing all the Nike posters and just the track is amazing. Like it was unreal. So it was an awesome experience.
Yeah. You mentioned Nike really quickly, which is, like a track or a big brand. One of the questions was, uh, this year, like with all these changes coming around right here now, like switching out of the NCAA system, a lot of changes. Are you looking for sponsors this season?
Um, I am not sure yet. I might be. We'll see how it goes. I think I have one last little run for school. I'm doing a 10-month program super quick and trying to focus on that more so along with track. So I think once I'm done school for sure, then I'll probably look into to reaching out to companies more and maybe doing a sponsorship that way. But yeah, I would love to be sponsored by any athletic brand. It would be awesome. And I like to take Instagram photos, so I would do it for the brand. And yeah, I think that would be something really cool to do and look into. Just maybe once I'm done school completely.
Awesome. Um, Kind of going back to like big championships. You represented Team Canada at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics, and how is that coming back after COVID and competing at probably the world's biggest stage in all of sports?
It was interesting going to Tokyo. They had like all the masks and protocols in place. You weren't really allowed to go to other teams' buildings, and they had these like plastic like face shields when you had lunch in the cafeteria. It was just like a an interesting Olympics for sure with the global pandemic going on. And then flying back, they had so many protocols to get back in, and they weren't letting a lot of people fly into Japan, and they didn't have any fans either in the stands, so that was unusual for sure. But yeah, then just coming back to the states, they started to open it up a little bit more, and was able to kind of go visit family and see friends afterwards, which was really awesome coming back from such a big competition. So it was definitely interesting with the pandemic, but hopefully there's less restrictions in Paris 2024, and we'll hopefully aim for that one.
So like kind of going from Olympics to the World Championships was like a complete they were completely contrasting.
Yeah, pretty much. You were able to kind of walk around, and it was like a you could do buffet style. You could interact with a whole bunch of different teammates. You didn't have to wear a mask, and it was definitely different, but in a good way as well. That uh, COVID restrictions were being lifted, and people were vaccinated, and the all the stuff we need to get back to normal. So it was definitely a different perspective and a lot of fun.
Nice. Okay. So, what's your favorite? Kind of talking about the Canadian Track and Field League. What's your favorite team?
um, I'm gonna have to go with we gotta go with the Bears just because they won. Obviously, you have to hop on that bandwagon and go with them because they were absolutely incredible this year. So it was a lot of fun getting to watch a lot of their teammates run, and then you always love an underdog story with the Spitfire. So I'm gonna go with them as well. But yeah, obviously all four teams are great, and yeah, it was just a lot of fun getting to watch them.
So, is it kind of like when Drake said, he's got two favorite teams, the team that's winning that year and his kind of like hometown city? Would you kind of consider the Spitfires like maybe a hometown? You resonate with them?
Um, yeah, I guess we could go with that. um, I guess yeah, it's having a hometown feel on the team is always a good feeling. So um, yeah.
um, okay. Are you planning on joining the CTFL this year?
Yes, yes, I am. I'm not 100% sure if it's the utilities or core athlete yet. I have to talk it over with my coach and hopefully with you guys as well. And yeah, but definitely joining for sure. And my dad and mom have been encouraging me to do it as well, and they're excited to watch and kind of follow along with the audience. And yeah, definitely joining for sure this year.
Awesome. Which team do you hope to be drafted by?
I don't know. I would be happy on any of them, but I think Uh, I'm gonna go with Bears just because they had such a great season, and I'm very competitive, and I like to win, so I would go with them.
Do you have any kind of continue about next season? Do you have any goals or plans for next season?
Next season, I think a lot of well, a few of the meets that I was looking at going to have been postponed. So I think the World Relays and a couple other things have been postponed to 2025. So this season, along with school, is kind of up in the air a little bit, but I hope to get to some competitions locally and maybe go somewhere warm in the States for outdoors because that would be nice. But definitely excited to try the new training and compete under my new coaches and just see how it goes.